The setup, Iceworm's ghost. The first time Greenland lied to us, it smiled with brochures. We bought the tour, you would have too. Late 1950s, soldiers carved streets under ice and called it Camp Century. Prefab huts in arched snow tunnels, diesel heat, a tiny reactor PM-2A humming in white. Official story, science. Real story, Project Iceworm, hide missiles in a living glacier, move them, vanish them in the flow. We learned fast. Snow isn't steel, it creeps, it flows, arches pinch, floors heave, clean halls turned into slow crush zones. Between 1959 and 1967, the pitch died in paperwork. Officially, Camp Century studied snow. Unofficially, it taught a rule we still use: if you hide under Greenland, you have to laugh at time. Then a detail came back like a radio in a quiet room. 1966. The drill hit dark ground. It pulled twigs and leaves, plants that once saw the sky. Those slept in freezers for decades. In 2021, a reread said it plain, recent geologically. Greenland was ice-free within the last couple 100,000 years. File that. The lid is young. The bed remembers. Build down there and ice can bury you without erasing you. Our eyes sharpened next. 2009 to 2021. NASA's Operation Icebridge flew grid lines. In 2013, a team mapped a hidden canyon 750 kilometers long under miles of ice. That wasn't just geology, that was permission. Long, disciplined lines can hide. Our tools can still find them. Then the edits started. We saw it. You would have felt it. An internal page flagged corridor reflectors lined against flow, boring words to most, coordinates to a few. Hours later, the page went maintenance. It came back softer, nouns dulled. Our saved hashes didn't match. No correction, just quiet hands. And the Smithsonian-linked index. It slid a blade, 3 subglacial mirror papers delisted, tags gone at midnight. PDFs lived only if you knew the exact door. That's not housekeeping, that's a personal betrayal of public trust, of your right to find what you paid for. This lands on people, not just pages. A grad student's poster on reflectors vanished from a program. The pie had a family emergency. We know what that means. A postdoc who said specular lost a flight. Seat pulled, no rant, just a hole. 2 small expeditions, dust and melt, lost funding the same week. Reprioritized. We saved the emails. We kept working anyway. Us with screens, them with knives. We stared at noise, we saw stairs. We stacked what's public, volcanic dike. No heat, no gas, wrong magnetics, lava tubes, not at this scale. Glacial scour, scours wander, this kept time. The line didn't drift. It drew with a ruler, kinked like a hinge. Then drew again, bright spots held steady. Every 40 to 60 miles, off-angle dull, on-angle blaze, a mirror in ice. You don't need a degree for that. Then the hands closed. FOIA came back black, whole paragraphs gone. Calibration constants vanished. Contractors posted geophysical corridor stabilization, VLF hardening. Then the ads died, caches glowed like ghosts. Catalogs changed overnight. Specular became diffuse. Corridor softened to lineament. Node to junctional morphology. Search runs on nouns. Kill the nouns, kill the path. The edit knife smiled. We asked simple things. What are those bright flares? Replies said noise. Maintenance. Scope. People laughed. Then a tech DM'd 5 words. I found a staircase. He went quiet after, weeks later, under review. That's the bill for the wrong noun. Here's the shape we held up together. A 1,200-mile arc, straight runs, sudden kinks, triaxial junctions at mirrored angles, nodes every 40 to 60 miles. The metronome never missed. We ran incident sweeps. On angle, nodes flared. 5 degrees off, they dulled. Specular mirrors, not rubble, facets leaned hex. Echoes fell in steps. Flat, drop, flat, that's a staircase hiding in noise. We laid it on maps, bed machine, hydrology, melt onset. Rivers curled with the land, the arc ignored it. It paralleled a valley, then sliced a rise clean. Water takes easy lines, this line wrote its own. We checked gravity, a faint negative ribbon, light where rock should be heavy. It shadowed the mirrors within hundreds of meters. Hollow winds count, dikes read heavy, this did not. Magnetics twitched on the beat. Even, disciplined, not fresh basalt snarl, not chaos, a pulse in numbers, a hand on a dial. We begged for random. We shoved bearings, we jittered spacings. Residuals went ugly, snapped back to 40 to 60 miles. Errors died. The map snapped tight. The island wore a skeleton. Their erasure deepened while we watched. FOIA blacked out freshman settings. Contractors pulled posts. University records softened tags. Search turned blind. Smithsonian delisted more. The knife kept cutting. So we held receipts. 2013 proved long lines hide in ice. Our tools can see them. That matters. It gave us permission. Keep looking. Then the age anchor landed. The island wasn't always sealed. In 1966, Camp Century's drill bit dark ground. It pulled twigs and leaves from the base. Those slept in cold boxes for decades. In 2021, a fresh reed spoke plain. Recent geologically. Greenland was ice-free within the last couple 100,000 years. The lid is young. The bed can be older. File that with the staircase, with the mirrors, with the gravity ribbon. If ice came back fast, it could cover work that laughs at pressure. Bury it, not erase it. Us versus them hardened. We asked for angles, we got diffuse. We asked for nodes, we got junctional morphology. They weren't arguing the map, they were hiding the nouns. That's the betrayal, not fire, fog. Make it human again, a grad poster vanished. Program change, a PI found a family emergency. A postdoc who said specular lost a flight. 2 small teams lost funding the same week. Reprioritized, a pilot's feed locked. Security review, that's not debate, that's a glove over a mouth. Here's the whisper we kept. Triaxial junctions held mirrored angles, 40 to 60 miles apart, over and over. A metronome under a continent of ice. Gravity lows matched radar highs. Fjords at projected landfalls opened days to weeks early, year after year. Kinder water, premiums dipped a hair. Captains noticed first. We dropped the arc on great circles that matter. Nav lanes, timing paths, long-haul comms, the bearings lined up. If a node couples a ground wave, the sky mirrors it. Old lanes wake new songs, Maxwell's equations in an older suit. We pushed back on ourselves. Could stress carve clean steps? Could basal melt polish mirrors? Cute on a board, ugly in data. Diffuse cavities don't flare on angle. Corners don't stay crisp under miles of weight. Not for ages, not like this. We checked the beat later. Quiet nights, top of the hour, 2-minute windows, 4-minute steps. Iceland first. Norway next. Nunavut last. Phase locked after path math. Lightning wanders. This kept time. The planet's drum plus a hair. But the age anchor holds the door. That 2021 study matters most. Twigs and leaves from the dark, from 1966. Plants that once saw sky not that long ago. A lid that came back. A bed that remembers. If something older sits on bedrock, if it laughs at pressure, if faces were trimmed before winter returned, then the glacier can cover it without killing it. Corners can live under a blanket, mirrors can wait. The catalog war got petty. A Smithsonian-linked index pulled mirror from 3 papers. PDF survived by exact link. A librarian cried after a week of template updates. 37 records lost specular. She wasn't a villain. She followed a sheet. We still call it what it is, betrayal of public trust. Meanwhile, NOTAMs bloomed over blank ice. Calibration events on perfect angles, right where a hard kink lives. Public satellites hit maintenance at bad moments, timing with a smirk. We mapped anyway. Nodes stepped like a clock. Triaxial hubs snapped into place. Incidents sealed it. On-angle blaze, off-angle fade. Specular behavior again and again. Mirrors under a moving mountain. We told it plain for you. 1,200 miles, straights, kinks, junctions in threes, mirrors every 40 to 60 miles, gravity light beneath, magnetics on the beat, fjords near landfalls letting go early. And a 2021 plant study that proves the lid is young. The bed can be old, old enough to wear faces. They edited nouns, they moved aisles, they shut doors, still the staircase rose from noise. Are you sitting down? That's the awe, stairs under ice, mirrors that flare like glass. A spine that writes its own rules, and twigs from the dark that say the room below remembers sunlight. Trust me, you feel it, small, angry, grateful, betrayed all at once. Because the island kept faith with time, and the people with knives tried to erase it with tags. Screenshots beat speeches, angles beat spin, years spelled out beat smirks. 1966, 2013, 2021, hold those like a map. Us versus them stays simple. Them blacks out radar, delists papers, softens nouns. Us keeps clocks, marks nodes, says mirror when a mirror blazes back. We didn't win by yelling, we won by listening, by watching the staircase climb out of noise, by letting twigs and leaves tell us the lid is young, by refusing to forget what specular means when ice flashes like glass. So we write it once clean, a 1,200-mile arc, triaxial junctions stepped in time, specular mirrors on angle, a gravity ribbon that reads hollow. Plant remains from 1966 proved young ice in 2021. The rest is fog and knives. And we are done pretending the aisle moved itself. We kept pulling the thread. A no-fly box bloomed over empty ice-marked calibration event, right where a hard kink lives between node 13 and node 14. You can calibrate anywhere. They picked the line. Procurement ledgers, the boring ones nobody reads, started buying brine salts, cryo-rated capacitors, and Earth-coupled reference timing boxes. Winter kits, sure, also coupler guts by another name. Look, here's the stakes in plain words. If that 1,200-mile arc is engineered, it bends ice flow, melt timing, and coastal risk. It bends climate models, insurance, and ports. And if it hums at very low frequency, it can push timing through storms when satellites sulk. Whoever taps that backbone first owns the restart after chaos. That's not science fiction. That's logistics. And yes, people paid for pushing back. A contractor told me, "We hit a wall that rang," then sent a single frame, bright edge, soft heart. 2 weeks later, his inbox bounced. A field cook said a crew rolled through with cases that hissed near a heater. They wouldn't open them in the tent. Sensitive gear, not soup. A pilot's feed locked for security review. A bond rating footnote slipped in a line about emergent sub-ice features changing Arctic route reliability. Ports price that whisper. Pensions feel it later. Now the lineage that ties it together. Camp Century proved governments hide plans and rename them science. The 2013 canyon proved long lines can hide under ice and still be mapped. The 2021 plant study proved Greenland wasn't always under a lid. Stack them, and you get a simple truth. If something older than this ice sits on bedrock and laughs at pressure, the glacier can cover it without killing it. Are you sitting down? A phrase surfaced from old paper like a bruise. Non-terrestrial impedance at node 14. Not a headline, a memo title. Impedance is how you match a signal so it doesn't reflect and die. Non-terrestrial either means not from here or not matching Earth constants. Either way, it's not what you write about a snow tunnel. We wanted natural wonder so badly it hurt. But nature loves variety. This thing kept a beat, triaxial junctions, faceted echoes, gravity lows in lockstep, magnetics twitching on the beat, and the bright spots again every 40 to 60 miles. That spacing is a metronome. A tech reran his filters 3 times because he thought his code was drunk. Same staircase every time. Beds don't do stairs, nodes do. From their side, the edits are strategy. Say lineament, not corridor. Say diffuse, not mirror. Rename the room and you buy time. From our side, it's personal. People lost flights, posts, and sometimes their names because they asked why a mirror flashed back from under a mountain of ice. So here's where we stand. We have receipts, 1960s Camp Century and Project Iceworm. 2013 NASA's Hidden Canyon. 2021 Plants from Darkness that say the lid is young. We have edits, Smithsonian delistings, library retags, FOIA blackout paragraphs, no-fly boxes over nothing. We have stakes, ports, insurance, and the first reboot after the worst night. And we have a place, node 14, where the echoes sharpen and the timing locks. Trust me, you're not ready for how fast this escalates next. But now you know why they're scared of a mirror under ice, and why the people who saw it paid the price for saying it out loud. Look, I'm gonna tell you how power really moves. They don't argue, they frame. 2019 proved it. The White House said buy Greenland. Memes flew, rooms went quiet. If there's a spine you can't name, you don't ask to dig, you ask for the deed. Ownership turns a dig into maintenance. On paper it was jokes and shopping lists. Fuel, rare earths, shipping lanes. The fine print whispered infrastructure integration with Arctic corridors. That's the play, hide the tap inside harmless nouns. The squeeze was already on. China printed the Polar Silk Road in 2018. Friendly words, sharp patents. Russia stacked icebreakers up north. Routine, they said. Greenland's self-rule tried to grow without becoming a base. Everyone remembered 2016. Camp Century's waste. Smiles on camera, a bill off camera. If waste can wander, so can a secret. Liability sharpens edits. Then came the knife. The Smithsonian delisted mirror papers. Index tags vanished. PDFs lived only if you knew the door. Universities swapped specular for diffuse. Corridor for lineament. Node for junctional morphology. Search runs on nouns, blur them and history goes dark. That's the metadata war, not fire, fog. Lawyers tuned the radio. Copenhagen leaned on natural feature under the law of the sea. Natural feeds shelf claims. Nuke pushed sites of scientific and cultural value. Culture buys cameras and time. NATO wrote a new box. Any sub-ice medium that carries signal is infrastructure of strategic concern. 3 frames, 1 hum, pick the noun, pick the power. From their side, buying the island was the blunt tool. Framing is the scalpel. You don't plant a flag on a mirror, you build near it. Ports widen, runways inch. Dual-use huts pop up just off the bright spots. When a lip shows you're already there, existing stakeholder, first in line, no confession needed. Make it human. After 2019, small teams lost flights, same email. Reprioritization. A grad poster vanished. The Pi had a family emergency. NOTAMs bloomed over the kink between 13 and 14. Calibration events, pilots' feeds locked. Security review, that's not policy, that's people getting squeezed by a buried line. Markets smelled it first. A ratings footnote warned emergent sub-ice features could change Arctic route reliability in 1 to 3 decades. Bonds flinched, insurance twitched. Fjords near projected nodes got kinder water reputations. Premiums dipped a hair, captains lined up. Either chance learned discipline or heat rides rails we can't see. Language kept sliding. Drafts in Copenhagen softened corridor to lineament. Node to junctional morphology. Under UNCLOS, natural is easy paperwork. Say artifact, and you wake heritage law registries, sunlight outsiders. Natural gets bulldozers, cultural gets clipboards. Press tour love blue caves. They avoid flat plains where beds ping like sheet. Greenland threaded a needle. Sites of scientific and cultural value. Elders and scientists share a key. Autonomy with rent, not a garrison with a gift shop. Science opens doors. Culture slows bulldozers. Together they drag the clock. NATO went the other way. Define, then defend. Infrastructure of strategic concern. No myths, no machines. A shield you can drop wherever the ground hums. Shields pull budgets. Budgets pull silence. Russia mirrored, boots heavier. Strategic geology made ridges and corridors state assets if they shape force. Nuclear icebreakers kept lanes on time. New brigades staged cranes near fjords we flagged as early melters. If a node kisses daylight, they want lights there first. China stayed polite on TV, exact on paper. Low-loss coupling to conductive strata. Cryobrine dielectric management. Quiet window scheduling. University space weather papers hit our offset in footnotes. Smiles up front, impedance in the margins. Here's the betrayal. They didn't debate proof. They edited nouns and moved money. University records scrubbed specular. Museum tags vanished. FOIA inked out freshman settings. A job post for geophysical corridor stabilization disappeared. Then the buy Greenland joke. You felt crazy, that's the point. We mapped footprints anyway. Airstrips drifted toward better gravel near node halos. Camps migrated but never left the ring. Ports pitched modest dredge at fjords that let go days to weeks early year after year. Not grabs, nudges. If you noticed, you weren't the audience. From their side, you don't say artifact. You need a tap. You call it resilience. You prove it with clocks that hold through storms, black starts that take minutes, subs that never feel alone. You hide the edge under exercises and weather. It looks like competence. It spends like control. Are you sitting down? A private brief used the phrase assured restart north of 60. That's a promise you can sell by the hour. If satellites sulk, the north keeps time. You don't write that unless you think you can touch a backbone the sky can't jam. So why try to buy an island? Because borders move on paper overnight. An investigation becomes maintenance. If you can't buy it, encircle it. Ports, runways, permits, heritage boards, press tour, control the first frame and you win the noun. Infrastructure if a hard hat gets there first. Heritage if an elder does. The noun is the war. A dockworker in Upernavik said fuel barges came 2 weeks early because the water behaves. He doesn't care about Schumann. He cares about turns. His calendar matched our map better than any press kit. 2016 sits under this like a bruise. Camp Centuries waste risk. Smiles said we'll study it. Bills said otherwise. That taught everyone what sovereignty costs when ice moves. Secrets wander too. Edits spread fast, not just pride, liability. Copenhagen floated a joint secretariat to coordinate emergent sub-ice features. 2 letterheads, 1 inbox. Nuke nodded, seats bought, clocks slowed. The annex listed authorized research partners. Most wore uniforms or old contracts. Open science, gated key. Russia filed shelf claims that reach across the pole. If their map overlaps a favored lane, they don't need Node 14. They need a friendly node anywhere. China opened outreach offices with RF racks in the basement. NATO wrapped bright sites in critical infrastructure protection. Airspace narrowed. Ground access became by coordination. Hide the noun, keep the rope. Small signals leaked anyway. A utilities group hosted a black start workshop. Grid ops, seismologists, cryochemists, radio folks. The handout bragged Schumann adjacent hold. No 7.83 written. The spec told on them. Insurance wrote the quiet law. New policies carved out operations near subglacial anomalies. Premiums jumped. Small teams bowed out. Firms that can afford silence stayed. Ports got nicer renderings. Research reception. Breakwater extension. Modest dredge. Room for heavier lifts without saying coupler. Public got caves and broadband fluff. Polar acoustics without impedance. Arctic connectivity without the beat. Stagecraft buys a season, doesn't change ground. Here's where the mask slips. The race isn't tanks on ice. It's tenders, edits, NDAs, and clocks set to quiet skies. Whoever taps the backbone first won't brag, they'll sink. The rest of us will feel the world get a hair more obedient. We won't know why. So who buys an artifact? No one. They buy ports, airframes, permits, and words. They buy the frame around the first image. Once the frame is set, the picture can be anything. That's the betrayal, not that the spine exists, that they tried to rename truth while reaching for it. Brace yourself. The first camera to catch a node lip ends the noun war. One frame. If a hard hat is in that shot, fences follow. If an elder is there first, clipboards follow. Either way, the edit knife goes dull. Until then, remember 2019 was not a joke. It was a plan said out loud. Now the paperwork war. Physics doesn't care about borders. Borders buy drills. Drills write history.